you know why the water's turned off in the bathroom?
Well, I know your eyes. Right, because how are you doing? Somewhere, okay?
Well, that would be the men's bathroom.
Or if you just need to be
where I would.
quiet somewhere. Ben? Her mom had some big, her father had surgery. That's right. And he ended up having to have dialysis when he wasn't expected and all that. She looks good. In San Diego. So all the time. You know, yeah, she has her hands full. She's a great daughter. She is. Okay, I'm ready. I'll take it. I was with you. It's in better shape than the other one. Joyce. I got it.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday's Wisdom, Practicing the Presence. My name is Judy Chapman, and I'm one of the assistant ministers here at the center. And I'm delighted that you're here tonight for this wonderful spring celebration, this healing celebration for the tree of life, for our planet, for in each one of us. Tonight, our practitioner is Pam Rock. And we're going to start the evening with the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here tonight. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and the practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and the path of peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as Pam Rock, the practitioner, lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here this evening.
Please join me in an affirmative prayer. And join with me in knowing the truth of all things. I know that there is only one thing, one essence, one life, one energy, one universal power that is in and as and of and through the entire universe. This one thing, be it called Allah or Buddha or God or Frank or Mary or whatever we choose to name it in our most private of privates. I know that it is all powerful. I know that it is unconditional love. I know that it is, God is eternal life, absolute knowledge and wisdom of all things. It is the source itself. It is my source, and it is the source of each of the beloveds in this room this evening. So what I know about each of us already is all of the above. I know that each of us is that divine one having its existence through each of us. And so therefore, I know each of us are that unconditional love. We are each of us that vessel of knowledge, of wisdom, of beauty, of delight, of life, and of so much more. What I declare for each of us this evening is that it is a time of newness. It is a time of life. It is a time of creativity. It is a time of love and sharing. I know for each and every one of us that some new thought is revealed this evening, sometime. I know for each of us, peace, love, joy, and more. And I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for the love in this room, the connection that exists between each of us together as one. I know that it is already done as I've spoken my words. So I simply release it into law. I release it into that creative medium that is always in action, always saying yes to whatever's put into it. I let it go, I let it be. As together we say, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Pam. She's available after the service for about 15 minutes if you so choose to have a short session with her, because what we know is that prayer is one of the most magnificent and powerful spiritual tools that we have at our disposal to move our lives forward. So we're going to go into a meditation, but I'm going to read a prayer that Jean wrote about the healing of the planet. And I'm going to read that first, and then I want us to go into meditation about that. And the music that's going to be playing is music that is tuned especially to the healing energy of the planet and to humankind. So we'll all be feeling that together. So relax, go within. Here is the prayer I ask you to join with me. Using the one mind, intuition, creativity, and consciousness, my prayer is that we ask Spirit to guide us, not only to a spiritual, but a physical and absolute solution of the world's nuclear waste problem. In my mind, I'm asking Spirit to guide us collectively to find a physical and a permanent solution to make radioactive material inert so it can be stored safely without the dangers of long-term storage of nuclear waste to our Mother Earth and its inhabitants. To manifest this into reality for the good of creation and all living things. The time has come to solve the many problems humankind has created. Aho.
Gina, you can play the music during the meditation.
Great Mother Spirit, bless you for the gifts of birth and creation. For your soft and healing touch. And for the protective circle of your embrace. I pray for your guidance. Show me the path to right action. Help me find the words to gently teach and encourage. Help me remember the lessons I've learned from my mother and all the mothers I've known. Help me to discern which lessons I should pass on and which I should change or let fall away. Remind me, please, of the fiery beauty and the primal responsibility involved in what I do. My song holds all the voices that have come before, and it will echo forward in kind. Great Mother Spirit, help me sing true. And now I'd like to turn the evening over to Jane Stone and the Tree of Life.
Welcome, everyone. I'd like you to join with me as we honor the spirits of the four directions. If you'd like to stand up, you don't want to sit down. But if you want to join me, we'll turn. And I think this time of the year, this is east, and this is west, and this is north, and this is south. honor the spirit of the east, from whence all things come. We'll turn to the south. Grandfather, grandmother, greatest of all spirits, the wisdom that resides in the south, the direction that we always face to search for wisdom. We ask you to join us in a good way. We'll turn to the west. Grandfather, grandmother, great spirit, and great mystery. We honor the west, from whence the sun goes into darkness, and the humans go in within to search, to find themselves and who they really are. We ask you to join us in a good way. I hope. All my relations. You may sit down. Thank you, Len, for standing this wonderful food. Did I see Jason walking?
Here he is.
Hey, thank you.
With Susan, I brought,
And
or
Susan.
Susan brought me.
Oh,
Didn't leave her out.
so tonight we're going to honor all of the ceremonies of the past, you know, that bring us into that celebration time where winter ends and spring begins and we come out of the darkness and go into the light. Not only do we do that physically through the turning of the cosmos, we do that spiritually within ourselves. So I'd like to start off with a song that Jason sings very beautifully, the Eagle Song. And this is a song about vision. So I would like you to center on your spiritual being and think of your vision for the future as Jason sings this song.
Yeah, this is an Eagle song that Uncle Art goes to Lodge a lot, taught us at Lodge. And, it's a Chumash song. It's from the native Indians that lived here in this area. And so, great mystery, please help me to sing true.
A little closer to your mouth.
Yeah, I usually don't have a microphone in Lodge, but this is going to be an experiment. Hey, 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 hey,
Oh. Thank you. Now, of all the ceremonies of the past, they've been good because they bring us to this consciousness, this awareness of the universe turning, and now it's time to plant and grow and do all these things. But I'd like to introduce the idea that it's time for new ceremonies. That the ceremonies of the past have been great and served us well, and they still do, and we should remember and honor them. But the future, in the now of 2018, we have a different set of circumstances. Man's been on the planet for many years, and we have a lot of things to clean up, a lot of things to fix, you know. And in my way of thinking, prayer is the first place. Ceremony is the first place to start the introduction of something new, something that we want to create to make the world a better place for all of our relations, all of our grandchildren, all the people to come. And I'm going to do it in a very odd way. I'm going to introduce a lady by the name of Anna Baring, and she is doing a little talk on the unified field, a new vision of reality. And science, as many of you know, this is the art and science of spirituality, and so science is really just catching up with what many of us, I would presume to say almost all of us here tonight, have believed in a very long time. So we're going to watch some short pieces of this video, and I'm putting Gina in a really hard spot because, you know, you got to move the cursor over and get it all in the right spot. So bear with us as we watch a few pieces, because I want to tie in, and I think everyone will appreciate that knows the philosophy of the sinner, how science is beginning to catch up with some of the rest of us. So Gina, if you could play the video, appreciate it. Thank you.
The quest for knowledge and understanding is one of our most profound instincts.
A little bit louder.
Something is shifting at last in our species, which has completely lost its connection to a deeper ground from which it has emerged.
You can put the video on.
Like the sleeping beauty, the soul of humanity is stirring to life. As this deep soul impulse gathers momentum, The marriage of our rational mind with our long silent soul is beginning to change our perception of reality. We are beginning to remember that we are cosmic beings, incarnated here on this planet for a purpose, aware of our essential unity and our evolutionary responsibility towards the planet. 2,500 years ago, there was a Greek philosopher called Thales of Miletus who proclaimed the all is alive. But this awareness was lost when nature was split off from spirit in the three patriarchal religions. It was also lost as our rational mind became increasingly detached from our soul. In the recent edition of Resurgence, Glenn Parry predicts that one day scientists will discover that everything in the cosmos is alive, just like they are discovering that everything is interconnected. That is precisely the discovery that I'm presenting to you in my talk tonight. So the new understanding of our profound connection with the deepest ground of life could have a powerful influence on how we live our lives, how we relate to the planet, and how we interact with each other, recognizing that our every act and even our every thought has an effect on the underlying intelligent field. So this talk is about reconnection with what lies beneath the surface of our lives. Reconnection with something extraordinary that has been forgotten because of the long separation of spirit and matter. This new science shows us that spirit cannot be separated from matter. We are part of an immense field of consciousness which sustains not only our world, but the entire cosmos. Owen Schrödinger, who was a very great scientist, said this: I consider science to be an integrating part of our endeavour to answer the one great philosophical question which embraces all the others, the one that Plotinus expressed by his brief, "Who are we?" And more than that, I consider this not only one of the tasks, but the task of science, the only one that really counts. Now, we've had three avenues through which to pursue our quest for knowledge and understanding. One is through religion, another is through science, which in our secular culture seems to have replaced religion. But there is a third way, a direct way, known to contemplatives and shamans of every culture for thousands of years, which connects our human consciousness with the deep ground of cosmic consciousness. This third way has consistently revealed that the universe has an inner life as well as an outer form, and that we live within a sacred cosmic order of reality. Universe. The science of unified physics gives us a new story, and this is what's so important: the proof that the whole universe is a unified field. We live within a cosmic web of life which underlies and connects all forms in our universe. Every atom of life interacts with every other atom. None of us is truly separate from others, nor from the greater life of the universe in which our lives are embedded. So, multiplicity of fields. This is an image of the electromagnetic field of the Earth, which has a toroidal form. And here is an image of the electromagnetic field of the heart. Each one of our hearts extends from 8 to 12 feet beyond the body. So if you think about your body, So I have another friend in Sweden, a recluse, brilliant man who is a mathematician and a philosopher. Years ago, he had an awakening experience of the oneness of everything, and he's written a book called The Theory of Everything, some of which is on the internet. And this is what he's written in that book. It is from the formless that the entire relativistic world of form emerges, like waves and currents on and beneath the surface of an ocean, never separate from the ocean itself. This union of form and formlessness is the ocean of consciousness, the center of which is love, the divine essence that we all share, providing the cosmic context for all beings. Design, although not so complete as what I've shown you. So coming to the end now, I have this quote from a friend of mine called Ravi Ravindra in a wonderful book he wrote called Science and the Sacred. Maybe some of you know it. He says, "The one central insight into truth to which all Indian wisdom points is the oneness of all that exists. Although the truth is easily stated as all is one, the sages have also said that the realization of this truth in the core of one's being can take many lifetimes. And the realization of this truth is held to be the purpose of human existence. The realization of this truth is held to be the purpose of human existence. All art, philosophy, and science, if they are true, reflect this vision and further its realization." This truth was known at least 6,000 years ago to the great sages and seers of India, and it was definitely known in Egypt as well. Through the emerging science of unified physics, a new cosmology is being born, a new vision of our profound relationship with an intelligent, living, and interconnected universe. Unified physics shows the holistic nature of the universe. Everything and everyone is connected to the whole. There is no such thing as inanimate matter. We can't separate consciousness from matter, or matter from the pulsing electromagnetic field of light that is the ground of the universe. The process of evolution is an extraordinary expansion of information or consciousness that has led to the human being on this planet who can begin to look back at the whole evolutionary process from which we've come. Through conscious empathic connection, we can begin to attune our consciousness with the underlying presence of this field. Can you feel its presence in this room that we're all part of? 2,400 years ago, Plato said that the universe is a single living creature that encompasses all living creatures within it. Today, we are seeing a profound shift from a non-living view of the universe to a view that regards the universe as stupendously alive and stupendously conscious in every part of itself. The insights from this new science are validating an emerging paradigm that regards the universe as a unified organism that is sustained by phenomenal amounts of energy, and whose essential nature includes consciousness or a self-reflective capacity that enables systems at every level of existence to evolve and to exercise some freedom of choice. This is Nassim's words. The energy of divine aliveness pours through and sustains the entire universe. Awakening to our identity as cosmic as well as planetary beings, intimately connected to all life in a living universe, could transform the feelings of existential loneliness and species arrogance that threaten our future. We now have the science to change the world view, and that is amazing. Those are my words. So a living universe invites us to move from feelings of indifference, fear, and acquisitiveness to feelings of love, awe, and participation. Our life is a gift from the universe, and how we choose to live it is a gift to the universe. We do not live a meaningless existence on this planet. We are on a sacred journey of discovery. We are discovering our identity as both earthly and cosmic beings. After nearly 14 billion years of evolution, we stand upon the earth as agents of self-reflective and creative action at a time of great transition for the entire earth community. So I thought I'd end with these beautiful words of Aurobindo and the image of the phoenix, which is life reborn from the ashes of the old paradigm. If it be true that spirit is involved in matter, and apparent nature is secret God, then the manifestation of the divine in himself and the realization of God within and without are the highest and most legitimate aim possible to man on earth. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank Mrs. Doubtfire's sister for that video. So I hope those of you that come here a lot recognize a few pieces, or maybe all the pieces. So, and I hope you really heard that last part, that life is a gift from the universe, and the way that we live it is a gift back to the universe. So, as we honor all those ceremonies in the past, and the science comes up with this new information, which is really from the past, from the very beginning of time, the very beginning of creation that is going on. The mystics that are sitting here with us tonight, all of us here, are experiencing the oneness. Now, I'd like to, where's Judy? Judy? Oh, she volunteered. Good. I'd like to do a little something. I'd put Joyce on the spot, but I'd be in trouble. So I want you to go this way and just put your hand out and go slowly enough so people can feel that 12 foot of your heart space. So, any way the Spirit leads you.
Thank you.
That's just the universe letting us know. There's this other field that's about the electromagnetic field. but we won't go into that. I set the stage up to bring us to a point where we're honoring the past, but yet we're coming into the future, which encompasses both the past and the future into the now, to empower our prayers. Many of you know I'm an environmentalist, and I've worked tirelessly for a long time to work on certain issues. Water. Someone brought me the gift of water, spring water from California mountain. So water is very sacred. Of course, we can't live without it. And we hardly ever do ceremonies without water. So I appreciate the gift of water today. Before we sing, AJ, would you lead us in the Buffalo song?
Sure, I would love to.
So we're going to pass this microphone around, and I'd like us to say prayers for the earth, prayers for this time of transition from winter to spring, planting, to this time of introspection, but also the time of the future, which is now, to start solving and bringing in the solutions by opening ourselves to, with our intuition and our consciousness to the mind, to the one mind, and using our creativity to bring these solutions forward, because the time has come that we solve these problems. So, Joyce, would you begin? And if you choose to pray silently, that's okay, and then just pass the microphone around till everyone gets a chance to pray.
Great Spirit, I am grateful for this remembrance of the universal spirit that is within me, the universal consciousness that is in me and in all living things. This beautiful creation, I am grateful for the remembrance that I am here to walk gently upon the earth, to do no harm, to do all I can for my brothers, my sisters, the two-legged, the standing ones, the crawling ones, the swimming ones, this beautiful earth, this one planet that we have been blessed with. I am grateful for this remembrance that it is my responsibility to walk gently and strongly and courageously on our Mother Earth, and that all my actions are for my Mother Earth. Aho, all my relations.
Oh.
I'm grateful for humor. I came here to find my Indian roots so I could own a casino. And use the proceeds to help Mother Earth. That's my prayer.
I'm thankful for this circle.
I'm grateful to be here with my brothers and sisters, and I say a prayer for mindfulness as I go about my day, to be a good example, to respect all living things, and to appreciate everything that I see and hear and experience, and so it is. Aho.
As we join together in this cosmic stream of pure loving God consciousness, I know that we are all connected on this united field of energy. And my prayer is to be conscious of this and to be a beacon of understanding, of wisdom, of love and compassion. And know that this connection is forever to infinity, and that there is no time or space, that this living consciousness is who I am and who we are forever. So my mind is open to receive all the solutions and all the answers needed to heal our Mother Earth.
I give blessings to each and every person in this room. I'm so grateful to be here with each one of you. Aho. May we join together to walk this good path. Aho.
You know, as I was just sitting here, I was thinking of something that happened years ago, and how we're all connected. Everything is connected. I was sitting in my truck with my dog, Bo, and we were looking out at the trees, and all of a sudden he looked at me and I looked at him like, whoa, did you see that? And then we looked out the window and we were watching the trees breathe. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, watching the trees breathe. And every single thing that on this earth that the Creator created is alive. All we have to do is look at it. We're a part of it. We're not separate from it. We are a part of it. Aho.
I pray for peace.
I'm grateful for everyone that is here tonight. I'm grateful for all of their positive thoughts. And I'm grateful that these thoughts become reflected in changing the earth.
I'm so grateful that I found this center, and I hope a lot more people find it. It's a wonderful place, a peaceful place, and
I want to show my gratitude to this type of life that we are living, that it comes to my mind that that we have been in a process and we are evolving as part of that process. And we go back 500 years or go back 1,000 years or 2,000 years. It's a process. And I'm grateful that now we are waking up to that process. And I'm grateful also for being part of this spiritual community here that let me embrace my heart.
I'm very, very grateful for everybody in this room and for this center. I couldn't get through the time I'm going through right now without it. I'm finding an awareness since I walked in here this evening. And there's something in Hebrew called refuah shlema, which means to be restored, body, spirit, and soul. And I wish that for the earth, and I wish that for all of us.
Thankful for this center and this evening.
I am grateful for being part of the good that is moving forward.
I'm grateful to be alive and breathing air on this good earth. And this is my prayer. My prayer is coming true. And my prayer is that many, many people will join together in this type of prayer and raise the level of consciousness on this planet. I pray that I become aware of what I am not aware of.
I came tonight to share a spirit of collaboration as we embark on spring and things that are new. I'm just confident that the Spirit knows we can do better. And we have a responsibility to do our best. And I know collectively we can do that.
I want to thank all my brothers and sisters for being here. And I want to thank Jean for offering this space and this hoop. And I have in the deepest part of my heart that we all are able to walk the good road and keep a good heart and let our creativity flow, because we all know the answers. If we question, we know the answer. And that we open, and that I open, and that I stay open to the answers and keep my feet moving. Hope.
I pray that I'm the first to give love and the first to forgive. There's not enough love or forgiveness for ourselves or for others. The earth reminds us of that constantly. Nothing can stop a storm from 40 miles away causing floods. The earth is alive, and I just pray she doesn't flick us off like fleas.
Knowing that Creator is in and through all things, knowing that we are one with the earth and one with the entire cosmos, and knowing that the entire cosmos lives within each and every one of us here. I am so grateful for my time on this planet, and I am so grateful for the experience of oneness, and the experience of love and beauty and joy that surrounds us all. And I'm very grateful for this time in history where we get to write from our imagination with consciousness and love and clarity, and knowing that there are no small things, knowing every thought and every action and every word counts. Oh.
Oh, Great Spirit, we are alive. Our intention is that the solutions are happening now, and we are all 100% in our body, alive and creative, powerful. We are compassionate. We are speaking intuitively, connected to the universe with you, Great Spirit. And it gives me such joy to know that we are all together in this intention that these solutions are happening right now. And I know that we are so blessed to be together. Thank you, Jean and Joyce, for bringing us all together. Because I feel the energy is so, so strong, and it is happening right now. Aho.
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 I open my heart and mind and soul to hear and know what the Great Mother wants me to know. And I accept what is mine to do. Aho.
Aho.
Harry, would you like to pray?
And I know that all of us are one, and in our oneness, we are thankful and grateful for the gift of earth that has been given to us by the universe, and that as one people, we will do the right thing. We'll honor that gift and give it back to the universe with our gratitude.
Gina, I want to thank you for putting all those videos. I know how difficult that was.
Good job.
Gina.
It took me- Grandmother, grandfather, greatest of all spirits, great mystery. I feel the connection, grandfather, with all things. I'm so grateful that the future is now, that through your consciousness, through your creativity, your awareness, through your universe and your human beings, that the creativity of thought, of solutions will come for all the problems that we've created. And the future looks bright and loving, no matter what we read or hear at this moment in time. The reality is far past the trivial things that take up so much of our time. The reality of creativity I open my mind and my heart to receive directly from the universe, from the one mind, the one spirit. All my relations. Judy? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great energy in here, isn't it? I'm just going to feel the vibrations. It's time for our offering. So if we could take our gift in our hand. Knowing that this is just the energy of God, a perfect example of love and expansion, and giving and receiving. And we're grateful for the opportunity to be the vessel that is giving out of the love of our heart. So please say with me, my offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply, and it symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply. And Richard, under your seat are the two baskets. You go pass one way and one the other. I appreciate that. I want to tell you about next Wednesday night is another sacred healing service. Reverend Patty Mercado is going to put on it's the end of the season for nonviolence, so it's going to it'll be a very sacred circle, and it'll be wonderful. So if you have not been to a sacred Taizé service, then you'll really enjoy this. So next Wednesday, 7 o'clock. We'd love to see you here. And Jean, you were going to do a closing?
Sure.
You're all standing?
Yeah, we've all sat down way too long. Pardon me, I forgot one thing. Someone in the community that is working for the good of all of us and for the good of Mother Nature. So please forgive me, but I wanted to sit back down, and Charles is going to tell us about the opportunity to get involved. You can jump jack if you want.
Yeah, that's good to breathe. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm old. So.
Thank you, Jean. You know, we've talked a lot about the sacred tonight, and I believe everything is sacred, but there's something truly profane happening on our beach, and that's the nuclear waste that's being buried 108 feet from the water at San Onofre. It's deadly for at least 250,000 years, and it's being stored in canisters that are only guaranteed to last 25 years. And there's an opportunity to speak out about this tomorrow night, and it's at the Southern California Edison Community Engagement Panel. It starts at 5:30, and you can actually sign up and be allowed to speak for sometimes up to 3 minutes. Sometimes they only give you a minute. You have to sit through a bunch of kind of blah blah woof woof stuff about how safe nuclear energy is before. But one of the wonderful things about this community engagement panel is that Gene was actually a part of it for a while, because he truly believed it would be a forum for educating the public, and we're trying to make it into a forum for educating Southern California Edison as to why we would like to get this nuclear waste moved. And the truth is, Southern California Edison would like to see it moved too, but it's financially expedient for them to keep it.